Hello, and welcome back to Transport Fever 2 here on One Last Turn. Today is going to be overall quite simple, but I'm sure that we're gonna find our share of challenges. What we want to do today is we want to get the food that we finally have producing up to Wendover and Corby so that we can finally get a four product city or a couple four product cities and really expand in this area, take the challenge to the next level basically. So that is, I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be really interesting. But before we do that, I want to get Norton on Derwent set up with this machines factory. And the reason I want to do that is because not only do we have Norton Derwent for it, but we also have Ashton under Lynn. And the idea is that we can take food up to Wendover, and then when we come back, we can pick up machines from the machine factory and deliver it down here to Ashton under Lynn, and then create a really profitable train line there. So that is the goal. Let's start with the machines factory. We already got steel, but we might need to increase the rate. Currently we are running at 60, which is okay, but we might have to upgrade it. If that's multiple trains or a better train, don't know that yet, but we'll have to see on that. So we have the steel, we gotta get that down to the machines factory. And then we gotta get some planks, and we have two options. We have the planks across the sea here, and we have the planks over here in Wendover. And I mean, we have these two possibilities. We can easily sort of, let's see, how hilly is this? I'm wondering. It is pretty flat, to be honest. So we could have a run that just goes here between the forest and the sawmill. We can just make that trucks, and then we can, I don't know how long is it, can we see that? 1.7 kilometers. That might be worth it. Oh, it's pretty flat here. It's if we were to put a station, let's just try this out. If we were to put a station, are we ever gonna want to cross into? I don't think we want to cross into here. Then we'll have to demolish the station if that turns out to be false. Let's get a terminus station. Let's see if we can't place that. We could place it like here. I think let's do that. Let's do train, because otherwise we would have to create a road that goes from here and all the way over to here. I mean, that's definitely possible. 2 kilometers on trucks is quite a bit longer than we're used to. Is it we did do something similar down here. How long did this end up being? Okay, yeah, so this is actually 2 kilometers, no issue there. How about the tracks? How expensive are the tracks? If we were to build tracks here, they're more expensive than the road. The train would be more expensive than the road. Let's Then the thing to really consider is the rate. Right now we don't have that good trucks, and I don't know when the capacity sort of shoots up. So if we want a high rate, we are gonna need a train at this distance. But do we need a high rate? We need to match the steel. Maybe let's set up the steel first, then steel transport, and then we can see how much of a rate we need on the planks. Now the reason that we don't just go this route is because obviously then we would need a ferry, and that's easily $1 million in investments. So the other option is cheaper, and the distance between the sawmill and the machines factory is longer, which means that it'll earn us more money. Yeah, so let's try and see if we can't get a road here. I'm gonna build on this side of the tracks because I possibly want to expand on the other side eventually. Go. Let's get a unload stop. We're not gonna have to load anything here. If any loading has to be done, it will probably be on this road. So let's just unload here. Then we'll need a truck station up here somewhere. Obviously we're gonna need a road depot. Let's just build it a little outside the city limits here, so we can also use it in the city if necessary. Let's try and see with 8 carriages. Make a new line here. This line is bogus. Let's see, what should we call it? Nord Oder Machines Steel Supply, something like that maybe. So let's whoops, I forgot to unpause the game. Let's start it out. See, this should leave us with a rate of 38. We keep waiting on free paths here. We did it in the other episode as well. So maybe it is worthwhile getting that extra set of tracks here if we sort of follow along here. It's only gonna be like 100k, and then we alleviate that problem for both the trains forever. Let's pause it and do that. Gonna get rid of the connection here and the connection here. And then we will simply connect these up. I guess not so simply. Simply like this. There we go. And then let's see the Northern Steel line That should be fine. Cool. Let's do that instead then. That should keep the rate up. On the train, it shouldn't have to stop, and it won't have to start here. Luckily, it doesn't have any cargo, but it is a bit of a hill, so this time around at least it's gonna be a little difficult for it. This train obviously takes a little time to get going, the cargo and everything, but it should reach maximum speed. Now, do we have any steel waiting right now? We don't. We're missing the iron. So let's speed everything up a bit. Actually, we can do one thing while we wait. I might as well speed it up. Still, we can set up this part here. The moving of the logs down to the sawmill. Do we have any road? We don't really have any road depots anywhere near here, so I'm gonna have to make one. And let's start with the 16. See how that goes. Obviously we want to load forever, wait forever, full load at the logs. Don't want them running empty there. And let's call it Wendover logs. We forgot to set it up here on this line. It needs to full load, wait forever. Now we should have some steel being produced. We do want to upgrade this. Make sure we don't lose any of our precious steel due to they're being produced too much. Because we do get 32 every time, so I guess we could have just had one extra of these, but yeah, that's gonna be fine. Let's see, this is gonna say a 37 rate. How is our vehicles doing? We have train that's very bad. That's Corby Wendover. We'll take a look at that as well. We have the ships, which we don't care about the emissions that much, and we don't want to upgrade the shipyards, so we'll leave those. And then we have some coal vehicles that are all very bad. We have a lot of those, and we have some Corby and some tools. Some logs as well. Let's replace those. We'll upgrade the capacity while we're at it. Let's see as well. How this Wendover logs turns out. Hopefully it's gonna be a positive, but we'll have to see. At least a zero sum, that would be the best. Now train 5 here is a little bit in the negative, but I'm hoping that was because of this congestion that we fixed. Finances on this train is good. So we do, at this rate that we are running trucks with the steel right now, we are running empty. So we are pretty much matching, because I don't think they're gonna... I don't know, maybe this one does make it. Maybe we have one truck too many on the steel run with a rate of 43. That does seem like it would be too much. Does seem like it would be too much. We have one vehicle waiting right now, and these are gonna arrive pretty simultaneously. Hopefully, we'll have to see. We might have to get rid of one of these, and that should be fine. No problem. These are spread out pretty decently, and they do seem to be generating at least a small profit. And we are producing a lot of planks. But what we need is, we need a rate of about 32, 37. 38 it seems to be running at here, so something along those lines we want. Now, how long is this road? I think we can calculate the rate a little bit like that. About 200. 200 meters here, and 600 here, and 200. So it's about 1,000. So it's about 70% longer than that if we make a road here, which I think is what we will end up doing. It's about twice as long. And this is running at a rate of 122. So that rate will be halved because the distance is twice as long. So that's about 61. We need 38. Right now we're running, I think we're running 16 vehicles. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 vehicles. So if we do something like 9 or 10, I think, then we're gonna hit that 38. So let's get that road down. I want to make it as straight as possible because that's how we're paid. But I also really, I guess I don't want to destroy too much forest. There is a bit of a slump here. We can't really avoid it though. Let's just do this. Very flat, very nice. We'll get a crossing here just before the station. Not too big of a deal. Here, and we're not gonna reuse the same truck unloading stop. We'll use another one. We will reuse the truck stop over here. So let's just get those, try with 10 vehicles. Get those on a new line from Wendover South and all the way over to Victoria Road here. And we'll call this Nor-O order machines, plank supply. Wonderful. Obviously at Wendover South, we will wait forever. And we do want to use the other platform that isn't being used here, so that looks good. That looks good, so let's just wait for those cars. We can, while we're at it, take a look at our finances. Balance is going up and we just passed the $10 million mark. Very nice indeed on the valuation. Very pleased with that. We can even see, I think we should be slightly above it here if it will allow me to select the, it won't, cool. Slightly above it, cool. Yeah, so water is doing good as usual, but trains is all the railroad is also doing pretty good. There is, I think, every second quarter, because of the rate or the frequency of the food train here, or the grain train, there is a loss every other year, but it does at least even out and does turn a small profit when you average it out. Yeah, so as long and roads are doing fantastic as well, so we are really good. Okay, so this is an issue, very much so, and the issue is because the ones with the planks can't enter. Will it help if we add a little bit more room to the cargo platforms? It won't. I was hoping, let's just slow speed down to regular here. I was hoping that that would be the case. So we might have to just send this one back in the queue, and we'll get this one back in. Just get him a bit forward here, back in the queue. This guy back in the queue. We want to get some of these logs in here. It's because we didn't really stagger. The trucks, so now they're causing a pileup. So we just gotta get them out of here. You can turn around now. You can turn around now, and you can turn around. So we'll get the log ones in first, and they should allow for production to happen. Drop-off does take quite some time. This should even out over time, I think. Let's just stop. This one is semi-full. This one's not full at all. Let's send that back. This one doesn't have anything either. Let's send those back. Yeah, so we'll have to watch this a little bit, and maybe we'll have to change something here if it doesn't even itself out over time. There simply might just be too many trucks on the in the depot here. Does seem like we are sufficiently filling up the planks now, at least. Then it's just a matter of getting the other trucks spaced out properly. Let's just return speed to normal. Let's take a look at the plank supply here. We're doing 32 rates, so we were right, about 10. Maybe we need to go to 11. We'll have to see. But we should get some machines produced over here very soon. So let's set up the route. I think actually maybe we already did. Did we? Yeah, food machines. We do have the route here. So we just need a train. I know. And we also need to make sure that the trains that are running here are able to pass each other. We don't want to have double rails all the way so they can, like we're doing up here in Wendover, because it's such a long distance. So what we want is probably somewhere along the midpoint of where do they start intersecting is here and here. The midpoint between here and here is somewhere around this bend here. It's a little bit of an annoying place, so we might... I guess it's not that bad, it's just what we want to do is we want to create a section that is the length of the train plus a little bit. So from here to here, the midpoint's around here maybe. So here we don't display so much. Let's just do 300 meters. And we'll connect it. Say we want 80 at least for this overtaking here. Wait, this one gets 100. Cool. So this should, if we look at the line again, it doesn't seem to be using it. Okay. So maybe we should put a signal. Put a signal here. And a signal here maybe. That way they will use this to cross each other, and it should be fine as long as we sort of time it properly. I'm just wondering if the signals should be elsewhere, because what this does is that when we arrive here, we don't get any further until somebody comes in and off this track, and then we don't go here. Yeah, that is how it should be, I think. Now let's just make the train come from here at Wendover, because it'll grab some machines on its way down. But first we need to also get a building, or at least a drop-off point inside of the city here. Quite a few residential buildings. Oops, that's wrong. How do we avoid those? We don't really. So let's just put the drop-off point somewhere around here. And then hopefully they can turn back out before exiting. And then we'll set up a truck station. We'll point it this way. Let's build a little bit of an access road, I guess. Aren't really getting anything here. Let's try this. Build a truck station. Angle it a bit toward the city here, and we will get a road in. There. Do we have a depot down here in Ashton? We don't. So we'll want one of those as well. Have it a little bit outside of the city so we don't disturb it. And let's get... This is a supply drop. And the train ride is very long, so we probably won't be needing that many. Let's just start with... Let's start with 3. We'll make a new line here. That will be Ash, U, Lynn. Isn't that what we called it? Ashul. Machine. Delivery. That should put some demand. On the line, and then we just need a train, really. So let's get one here in Wendover. It's a long journey. We probably want to get the Prussian one. However, we are sort of running a 32 rate of machines, but it is probably gonna fit. I mean, by the time, so I'm just thinking, by the time we go from Wendover through the machine factory down to Ashton and back up here, this will have done at least two. So we want to get like a 64 long cargo train, I think. So that is the Prussian one as for sure, and that also matches the food that we will have, doesn't it? No, because food is 2-to-1, so that would mean we would need to double the rate on the food. Let's see, if we do a Prussian and we want to be able to transport food and machines, we need some box cars. Maybe we go for 60 and sort of meet in the, well, it's not really in the middle, but it's a little less than the grain train. We'll see how it matches and then we'll upgrade accordingly. this goes for the food machine line. And does this station... It hasn't received any machines yet. Okay, so the planks here is at least also making a profit. That is good. How about the... And these are... The logs are pretty much in... I mean, this year probably doesn't count because we had so much congestion, but it seems to be doing all right now. Is it starting to get some? It's not really starting to get any... It's not really starting to get any machines yet. Let's adjust the line so that we in Ashton under Lynn make sure that we load. Maybe, yeah, let's keep it to forever. And also on the way back here, we also want to make sure that we load fully. It is producing, and it does say it is shipping. Oh, we got the wrong capacity ones for this one. Oh well, we'll upgrade that eventually. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at our vehicles. See if we have any carriages. We do have some very bad ones here. Let's get rid of all of those. Oh, and we have some stagecoaches that we can't do in the same run. Let's see here, replace and with some new stagecoaches. Cool. And then it's only that two trains now near Wendover and Corby that we need to take a look at once we get this going. Let's speed up a little bit. Let's take a look down here. This should be taking delivery, putting it into here. There is a demand for the machines. Guess we could update this line just so we are completely explicit in what we want to be transporting. We'll full load forever here, no reason to run back and forth. And actually, let's just let this run a little bit and pause it. So this needs to... It is long enough for them to actually pass each other. Yeah, okay. Aren't getting... This is really weird. Because there should be... There's a consumer here. So where are the... I mean, there's supply or demand. And they are being produced. They say they're being shipped. But they aren't at the terminals. And these are like explicitly drop-off points. I guess we'll have to wait for the train to arrive maybe. And see if it gets filled. It's not getting filled. We'll get some logs now here. Or planks. So that should make it produce a bit. Okay, so now we're getting strange. Very strange. For now, let's just have this continue. We're at here, so let's just set this to load if available. Max stop time 3 minutes. There we go. We can change it back to full load forever. Just because we do have the food, hopefully. Do have food stacking up here a little bit, yes. And the other train here is waiting patiently to be able to pass. There we go. And hopefully that won't sort of be too often that happens. But we might need to set up signals all along the route so that they can follow each other. So we're balanced. We're still going up and away. 12 million now, so haven't done anything egregious yet. This drops off a little bit, and then it picks up. It only picks up 32. Which obviously isn't ideal. This is the steel train. These have about the same sort of cadence. So maybe we need to change this train just to have 32 for now. Edit. I think that is maybe something that would make sense. At least until we upgrade the capacity on the other train. Now I want to watch this just because I still want it to be able to run, and it is. But does that mean this one stops? It does. Because this one is occupying the entire stretch here. Do we just do more sort of We can add a pass over here at the station. This should probably... let's see. Yeah, no, this is... Will we do this one? It's not a part of a station, I don't think. No, it doesn't count as part of the station. Let's try and... configure this. Don't know if this changes anything. I was just thinking we should be able to choose the tracks on the station that it uses. This one is Norton on Durham. If I add this, no, because we don't want it to stop at the station. Let's just see here if this changes anything for the train. It doesn't. It's still waiting for a free path. Because we don't have any signals, probably. Don't want it to be one way. What if we do this? Doesn't change it. So that does free it up. But it does make it like this again. I guess that's okay. For now, I might have to look into the train mechanics a bit more if I can better understand how we can do that. Now this is the more optimal solution, right? That they pass each other at appropriate amounts at appropriate times. It would be better if this train didn't have to stop. I don't know if it can sort of balance itself out in that regard, but we'll have to see. We're producing a lot of machines, which is very nice, but it means we do need to scale our grain supply so we can have a proper food supply as well. Also should probably make sure that this line here, Wendover cargo delivery, delivers to here. Does that include all the bakeries? It does seem to include the bakeries. Good. So this should end up in the cargo delivery trucks. And let's just see how much a 32 capacity train makes on the food. 363,000. It's not as much. It does end up here. Obviously we need to configure this to be a bit bigger. This is waiting for a free path now. And they are stuck. So that's a bummer. I did set up some signals wrong, it seems. So how do we fix this? Obviously, the signal should be moved back. Maybe not obviously, but the signal should be moved back to here. That way, this train would be up here waiting, and this one would be able to pass. It would also allow this train, if it is the passenger train, to still pass onto this other terminal platform. So how do we can't send this one back yet, so I think we have to let this train pass. No. Okay. I mean, this one should be able to switch tracks. Can it not? Why can't it switch tracks? Should the signal be elsewhere? If I put it so we can't put it here. I could put it here. In instead. Does that fix it? No, because this train doesn't go to the right platform. Okay, let's look here. So I would have assumed that this train would go onto this rail here, but it doesn't. So we have to send this one back. Oh, let's get rid of that. And let's try and add it again. I think maybe it wasn't proper. No, it's still not doing it. So I think I'm not quite sure how waypoints and path signals work. That sort of just see if we can't take this train here and going to Corby or Wendover. It should go on this line here. So that is one thing, I think. That should be able to go into Wendover now. And then we need to send this one back. Speed it up so it goes a bit faster. Now this train is still waiting for a free path, but this one... Oh, let's get rid of that signal. That looked weird. We want to have a signal. I guess that's just how it is. We'll have it here. So if we swap this one around again, it should be parked here. No. Why didn't it park there? Okay. There's no line passing this signal, it says. Oh, I guess that's just a general thing. But why didn't it wait here? Oh, because this one was empty. So we would have to... Okay. So let's send this one back and let's remove this signal here. Because it created a segment here that wasn't empty. And now if we switch it back, it should stop here. Yes. And then this one should be able to go. Yes. Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. Probably should also do some kind of passing mechanic here. Sorry about that. A random phone call there. Yeah, so we probably should create some kind of passing here on this line as well. Otherwise, the Northern Steel might make it so we can't deliver this. So we'll have to see if that becomes a problem. I think for now I don't really want to bother. Okay, so how much? We have a lot of machines sort of built up. And I guess this train here is just waiting to be able to use this crossing. Yes, okay. How does the food look down here? We're at 32. I think I wanna undo my little change here and go for the 64 capacity. And that'll cost us, we got 770,000 back, so it'll cost us about 150k for doing this move back and forth. But why I want to do it is we have all the steel, and the only thing sort of keeping us in the way is the food production. And it seems to me like this is more leaving money on the table than the other one is. Sure, we do get twice the amount of cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We do get 8 additional cars, which is 160k per year. So hopefully the steel amount here makes up for that 160k. But I think it will. Given the distance, I think it will. And then obviously we'll upgrade our grain train. More realistically, we'll probably just get another one. And that will then make sure that we get more food. Let's just do that. Do we have any kind of train depot? The only train depot we have is here in Wendover. I would like an additional one just because it is a bit of a trek, and we don't really have the passability. So I think I'll create one up here. It's not like they're that expensive anyways. So I do wanna take this one. I don't know what happens if I say clone. So maybe I'll just build another one. I don't know which depot it'll go into if I say clone, so I'll just build another one. Oh, we have a new... I hadn't even noticed that pop up, damn. Let's also take a look at ships and road depots, just in case I missed something there as well. But we have this other Prussian train. It's slightly smaller in length and weight. It's slightly more powerful, but it's also slower and does cost a bit more. So let's start with this one, and we'll try and see. Yeah, we want to do grain. We'll do 68 68 like the other one. We'll see what that leaves us at. That leaves us at 50, 39, and 21. What if we had the other locomotive? We'd be at 40, 40, and 24. So slower on the high, right? That was 31, wasn't it? Oh, 21. Okay, yeah. So faster on the high slopes, which we don't have any of. We do have one. We do get down to about 25 kilometers an hour. We might have to smooth that out a little bit also. It's a good thing to remember. But the top speed gets reduced to 40, which it does run at 50 quite a lot. So I do think, for the sake of the rate, that this is better. But if we, let's try this, and to make up for the lost rate, we'll up the capacity. We can actually get quite a few more cars. We'll get 12 more capacity. That's like a fifth-ish, like 18 or something, 16, 18%. We are paying about 10% more, so that's a good increase in capacity for 10% more, but we are still only at 40, so that's a 20% decrease in much of the speed, much of the places. Yeah, I think we'll stick to the old Prussian one. It's also slightly cheaper because we don't have to get those extra gondolas. So let's go for this. We'll put it on the grain supply. And it should obviously wait for a free path. The question is whether or not it can wait for a free path. It has to wait for a free path when leaving as well, when we are stuck behind this train. Oh, now I forgot to look. We'll just keep a quick eye on this train here. So this is the place, right? 24 we'd get down to. I think it's 25 on the other train, so we might have to lower the tracks here a little bit. Get rid of that incline as much as we can. So that's 800k. So that would mean, oh, new vehicle. Gotta take a look. Gotta take a look at all the stuff. Almost missed it again there. But no, yeah, that's 800k, which means that basically 400k is from that increase in the size of the wagons. And we only increased our yearly budget. It takes about 2 years, so we are doing profit on that increase, and then obviously when we get the more food, that's gonna be good as well. So that was the right decision in my mind. Let's see if this one needs to wait it out. To be fair, we do have some waypoints, right? We have by the station here, so this is gonna come into the station. This shouldn't be waiting right now. It's loading. I think it might end up waiting. We might want to get an additional doesn't say it's waiting though. This is quite weird. This train is waiting right now to get into the station because there's only one track to be on the station at, or of course this one is waiting to be full of food. That's what's happening. So let's manage that line, and right now we don't want to, we just want to do load if available. That will make that exit, but I will just add this extra set of tracks here to the station so we have 2 tracks. Let's see, and then we just need to switch that in. And then we can also just have them on different terminals. We'll have the grain on terminal number 2, terminal number 1 maybe. Yeah, grain on terminal 1 or grain on 2 and food on 1. So they will do like this. That's fine. Obviously now we have this train waiting on this train to clear the station, and we will have this train waiting all the way up here. That's a bit far, so I'll put down a signal here on the midway between that. Oh no, I shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake. Let's get rid of this. We can't do that. Let's turn this back to the station. we can't do that because obviously there's no way for the trains to pass each other if we do that. So this is gonna have to go back into this little section here. It's actually gonna have to go back even further than that because this train needs to enter this station. Though I think it could probably reverse now and go sit in this station because this doesn't have the food train doesn't have a stop here now, so it can use the what's it called, the bypass. So this should wait here. Yes, until this train passes. Good. And then this should go and wait up here. And that's fine. Now, what we can do to make this more efficient is we can add more sort of layover places at the halfway points between here, or we could have one here, we could have one here, and sort of hope that the scheduling eventually evens out. Given that we have 3 trains on the track, we need at least one more place for them to lay over. There is a layover here, so we have one train standing here, one train standing here, while one is moving all the way through. So having 2 more would make that more efficient. We'll have to look at the rates and the money and stuff like that, see if it is worth it. Obviously, we can also just, if we have a little layover here and a little layover over here, there isn't that far from just having double tracks all the way. So maybe we'll end up switching to double tracks anyways. I just wanted to save a bit on the maintenance cost if it was possible, but we'll have to see how that ends up working out. Ashton is getting machines and a decent amount of that. It seems it is quite happy. Now this one is waiting to go because of the steel train, which is gonna be leaving very soon. So that's okay. There we go. And you can go with the food into here. And hopefully that works out as well. Let's, apropos, let's take a look at the vehicles. We got a new compartment. So for passengers, we can now have, there's one with 11. This is an upgraded one, 8. I think we did have that when we made the passenger train, but this is obviously, it's bigger. It can go faster too if we had the locomotive for it. Loading speed is bigger as well, so there's some possibility there. We have 32 people waiting here and 15 waiting here, and where is our train at? This is the passenger train. Okay, let's just run a little bit. See how many do we actually have waiting. We have 2 people waiting. So we do want to keep around the 30, maybe 32 is an okay sort of size. So it is in very bad condition. So we do wanna sort of update it. You can see we're running with the Borsig. We aren't doing that good financially. It's pretty much breaking even, making a tiny profit. So we want to sort of minimize the running costs. So I think going with the Borsig again is probably fine. And then we'll only need 3 cars. This does 45, 35, 19. Now, that's a thing to remember, I guess. The running cost here is gonna be like 190k for 3 cars. If we were to go with this and get 4 cars, that would be a hell of a lot cheaper. Obviously the loading speed is less, but I think the speed here for the train will be the same. It'll be slightly cheaper to purchase too. So this seems like the better option, as long as we can. It's going out of production soon, but we can make it. Okay, sorry about the jump cut. I got interrupted a bit, and unfortunately I accidentally left the simulation running for a little bit, so we did miss a year and a half of dates here. So we gotta see. I mean, obviously we're doing good. We're making good money. At least every other period, there's a very large income on the railroad, so that really pushes us over that edge. But we are making money every year in total, it seems. We got all the way up to 15 million. We have a bit of money in the bank, but we are in the middle of upgrading our passenger train here for Wendover Corby. Skipped a couple of months or a year and a half, so let's see. Is there anything new off-road vehicles that we missed? There is not, which is nice. How about trains? It doesn't seem to have been anything either. Good. And how about ships? There is a new ship. from this year. So we'll have to take a look at that. It's a small ship. It might be the one that we use to upgrade the Wilhelms. So we'll take a look at that a little bit later. Maybe in the next episode, because we are getting just about where the episode should be lengthwise. Anyways, we were in the middle of upgrading the Wendover Corby trains. So let's see here. Running with 30 capacity, and that is what we want to stay at. And we want to replace it. Probably keep the Borsig, like we said, and we have some of these cars. 32 is probably where we're gonna land then, because we don't wanna, if we go for the compartments here, it doesn't really add any benefits. It's just gonna become a lot more expensive in maintenance, because they're so much more expensive in maintenance. Sure, when we get locomotives that can go 60, and also when this passenger car is discontinued in 5 years, this is the one to go for. But for now, I'm gonna stick with this for this train. So yeah, let's replace that one. So that's in very good condition, and then we have this one, which is also in very bad condition right now. Wendover can definitely take more construction materials, no issue there. And there's plenty of construction materials on the train station, so we can upgrade the vehicle as well with better stuff. It's running the D13. It's probably switch to, I mean, we wanna at least switch to the Borsig. Get that extra traction and that extra speed. Do we go all the way to the BR53, the G3, however you want to call it? It's a lot more expensive. Currently the finances are basically break even, and then every third year ish there is a 180k so the annual profit is like 60k ish, with a rate of 29. So if we double the rate, then that would be 120k profit, but we also have to account for the fact that we add 80k in maintenance, and we're gonna add more to the gondolas. You want? Let's see. Let's just see how it turns out. We wanna do flat car for the bricks. Currently we have 8 flat cars, which is 32 capacity. Leaves us at mediocre. If we go all the way to just before poor, look, we know there's no high slopes, but it does get down a little bit to the medium. We could do 140 capacity here, but our stations can't handle that. We would have to upgrade the stations. Let's go down to the station length, which is 160, I believe. Yeah, 160. That leaves us with 80 capacity. And our speed is 35 on the middles. So this should be a very good rate. Should at least triple it. Does that account for the fact that we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 wagons over 8, so that's 6 more, which is 120k, so it's 200k in extra maintenance, and the additional revenue, if we only triple the rate, would be 160. So we have to quadruple the rate with this, get to 120 in rate, and if we don't, then I think we can use this train on the one of the other lines, so it's not gonna be a waste. It's just gonna have to change. Let's give it a go and see. Started. Oh, it only gets to 72. That's rough. Gonna have to. It would have to get, like, just math-wise, it would have to get to 220 to make us profit. But let's see. If it doesn't anyways. Speed things up here a bit. Get 200k there. I'd have to switch those two. Anyways, let's just stick with this train a little bit and see how it goes. Bit of an investment run there. 4.1 million in this quarter. Gotta check this one out as well, of course. How the finances for this is doing, but this one is the bigger risk, I would say. Loads up fully. Lots of brakes left. As another consideration is we might have to upgrade this. Sure, there were a lot of brakes on the station because it had been running for a long time where the transfer rate from the station wasn't sufficient, so this was just piling up. But now we need to also make sure that that rate is good, because this is doing 78 to the station. Which is, this one jumped up now to 106. So we might have to increase that up there. But let's see how much money. Okay, let's just see. What is this waiting for? It's waiting for a free path. Is that because of this? No, it's not because of that train. There's no trains blocking the path. Is it this train here? It is. So this train all the way up here is blocking the path down here. That makes no sense. I think we might need an additional signal. Yeah. did. Okay, let's see how much money this one gets. It's obviously way more expensive to run, but is it also way more profitable? 500,000. Okay. So earlier, it seemed like it was able to do a single round trip. Almost a single round trip every period. And then in some periods, every like third period, it would be able to do 2. So this is 515, so it's gonna be slightly profitable, just like it was before. It's gonna be making like 8k, 6k on years where it only runs once, and on the years that it runs twice. I mean, it does run faster now, so maybe it can do twice more regularly. We'll have to see. Have to watch it a little bit more in order to know. But Wendover is getting more bricks now. And so far it does seem to be keeping up. With bricks on the station. Wendover is also getting bread from our food train, which is now a full journey. So this might be the first full journey of bread. So let's see how much that gives us. 730k-ish. That's very good. Okay, it might not have been the first. I guess who knows. We'll see. It might be able to make it all the way back in this period, and in that case this is gonna jump up a lot more. Yeah, so that's really nice. Wendover is starting to grow, and we need to configure this. Add a cargo building here so we don't lose any of our stuff now that they're both supplying so much. And we might need to up the rate on the cargo delivery as well. So right now it's only 3 trucks, I believe, and it's running at 50. And both of these are running at like 70 something. 80 and 100-ish, so it's probably need to triple, otherwise we're gonna stockpile. So let's get that. Manage vehicles, and we'll just we can replace them, and then we will, and let's just start with doubling it and see how that works out. Anywho, I really want to get this filled up so we can get some true upgraded cities, but I think that we're gonna have to wait with that until next time, just because we're already so far in the episode and it is gonna be a little while until the rates catch up. Maybe if these Start moving the food, I guess it could be. No, I think we're just gonna have to wait till next episode to see a true 4 supply city. And hopefully, I was gonna say hopefully we get machines over there, but I don't think I want that, because right now we're throwing all our machines down to Ashton under Lynn as a sort of way to make the train line a lot more profitable. So if we take that out, then it's gonna become, I mean, maybe not expensive, but it is definitely gonna lose some of its profitability, and it might not be as high a return of investment as we would like. But then again, we need to up the production here. We are transporting a lot. If we can get the production up here, we can make more than enough machines to also supply Wendover and Corby in case that is what those cities want. So tune in next time if you want to see that, and of course if you want to see us hit 20 million. I think that is way more than likely. We're already at 17.5. This episode has really shot us up with this line, very profitable, and the expansion and everything. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and please leave a like and a comment and subscribe, of course, if you want to follow along. I guess, as always, there's only one thing to say, and that is I wish we had just one last turn, don't you? Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.